It needs various collaboration.
Initially, we have taken a pilot.
Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. On the third leg of his five-nation tour, Prime Minister Modi holds bilateral talks with President Javier Milei of Argentina. Leaders agree to boost ties in trade and more. PM highlights India's strength in the healthcare and pharmaceutical sectors. 171 million Indians escaped poverty in the last decade as India climbs to the fourth spot in global income equality ranking, says the World Bank. And Neeraj Chopra throws the javelin 86.18 meters to win the Neeraj Chopra Classic in Bengaluru. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Argentina on a two-day visit. The Prime Minister was accorded a ceremonial welcome upon arrival at the airport. The visit aims to further deepen the multifaceted strategic partnership between India and Argentina. This is the first bilateral visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Argentina in 57 years, marking a new chapter in bilateral ties. Following his arrival, Prime Minister Modi was warmly received by members of the Indian diaspora outside his hotel. He witnessed a traditional Indian dance performance and interacted with the enthusiastic crowd who chanted Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Modi Modi to welcome him. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was accorded ceremonial reception at the presidential palace called Casa Rosada in Buenos Aires. The Prime Minister was received by President of Argentina, Javier Milei. Prime Minister Modi and President Milei waving at the crowds at the balcony of the presidential palace in Buenos Aires. Prime Minister Modi held delegation-level talks with President Javier Milei, leading the Argentinian delegation. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes at the San Martin Memorial in Buenos Aires on Saturday after arriving in Argentina on the third leg of his five-nation tour. The Monumento al General San Martin is an imposing equestrian monument honoring Jose de San Martin, the revered liberator of Argentina, Chile and Peru. It stands as a symbol of Latin American independence and is a significant site of national pride in Argentina. PM Modi's visit to the memorial underscores India's respect for global freedom fighters. PM Modi landed at Zize International Airport earlier on Friday and is on an official visit at the invitation of the President of the Republic of Argentina, Javier Milei. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi discussed potential opportunities for partnership in the energy sector with Argentina during his meeting with Argentine President Javier Milei.
Prime Minister highlighted India's strength in the healthcare and pharmaceutical sectors, particularly the capacity to produce high-quality, affordable medicines. He discussed the possibility of India being moved from Annex 2 to Annex 1 of Argentina's pharmaceutical regulatory framework, which would facilitate smoother entry of Indian pharmaceutical products into the Argentine market.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the BRICS summit at Rio de Janeiro on the 6th and 7th of July. On the 8th of July, the Prime Minister will have a bilateral meeting with President Lula da Silva in Brasilia. From artists to chefs and business leaders to small children, the Indian community is looking forward to and preparing for a meeting with Prime Minister Modi. DD India's Shobhan Saxena reports from Sao Paulo.
Indian community in Brazil are very excited and enthusiastic about the visit of Prime Minister Modi here on July 5th. The community is preparing hard to welcome the Prime Minister of India. Led by Kathak teacher Gyan Shikrahe, Indian ladies from 3 different cities are preparing a special dance for the PM's reception at Rio de Janeiro.
We are preparing a cultural program to welcome our PM and to homage our Indian Armed Force and PM sir. One girl, she's preparing very beautiful painting for to receive our PM, and of course cultural singing, dancing will be there.
At Brazil's best-known Indian restaurant, Chef Dipali Vaskar, who had served the PM during the G20 summit last year, is again working on a special menu for PM Modi.
It's been a great joy and a very privileged occasion for us to serve Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister of India. This will be the second time, and we'll be serving him a traditional menu as well as some local touches to some dishes considering his diet restrictions and his choices of food.
It's a great privilege and honor as an Indian restaurant which is going to take care of the meals and nutritional part of Mr. Modi in Rio de Janeiro. And being a member of Indian community, we are very excited for this event. Again, a lot of cultural activities are participated, a lot of enthusiasm among the Indian community and diaspora here to visit and greet and meet Mr. Modi. And this thing, I think, will be a memorable event that will be captured by every young, old and youth and the kids too.
I'm really excited. It's my first time seeing the Prime Minister. When I just came hearing this news, I was really happy. I'm also going to perform in the cultural performance.
Indian business community, mostly based in Sao Paulo, is gearing up to receive PM Modi in Rio de Janeiro and Brasilia this week.
Any head of the state visiting a country and then making a specific space and time to meet the community representatives is very symbolic and has a huge, I think, emotional connection, but also sends a symbolic message that we understand you, we are listening to your concerns, and we're going to address that concern.
A large number of members of Indian community are heading to Rio in Brasilia to welcome Prime Minister Modi, and they hope that his visit to BRICS summit and the bilateral meeting with President Lula will bring a new dimension to good relations between India and Brazil. This is Shobhan Saxena for DD India, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
The business gathering is taking shape under the BRICS umbrella with a high-profile Indian business delegation in Brazil. From agribusiness to gems and jewelry to startups, the Indian delegation is scouting key sectors ripe for collaboration. DD India spoke to the delegation in Rio de Janeiro about their expectations from the summit and the bilateral between India and Brazil.
Joined in by all business people from India. Ma'am, thank you so much for talking to us, and we already have a delegation. What are the expectations? What are we talking about? What is the brainstorming that's going on?
It's really heartening to see that for the Brazilian business delegation and who we've been interacting with, and of course the government officials here are really interested in promoting Brazilian startups. So I think there's a great synergy between Indian startups, Indian investors, legacy companies here, and investors and the governments wanting to work on innovation, startups, and growing the whole startup ecosystem.
We're also, obviously, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be holding a bilateral with President Lula. What are the expectations of the Indian businessmen that you are expecting that will be one of the outcomes from the meeting?
We see a lot of opportunity because I see some diverse angles also here. Here the natural resources are in plenty. There is a scope for innovation is very high. What attracted me here is how do they use the biofuels? Yeah, they are the leaders in that.
Tariff is 100% there. That once it is reduced, certainly there is a lot of scope between two countries and both will be winner. Only is that CBO, complete build-up unit, should be allowed to basically export here at a slightly cheaper rate.
Economically speaking, what are the expectations from the BRICS?
BRICS is doing a great job by getting people united out here and making people understand what are the opportunities in India, Brazil, what bilateral trade we guys can do together.
We want the primacy of the Indian business. His visit will spur that and will actually give a big fillip and encouragement to all of us to do more.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to come here. There is going to be a lot of eyeballs that will be tuned to get to know what will be happening, what kind of discussions will be happening on the economic front. With camera person Piyush Verma, this is Meghna Dev for DD India from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
The latest World Bank data ranks India as the most equal country in the world in terms of income. India's extreme poverty dropped to 2.3%, placing it in the moderately low inequality category. India has surpassed the US and China in the list. The next report by Ragini Sudhir Chaure brings you the insights.
India has achieved a remarkable milestone in its development journey, not just as the world's fourth largest economy, but now also as one with least economic inequalities. According to the latest World Bank data, India's Gini index stands at 25.5, placing it as the fourth most equal country in the world. India's score puts it far ahead of many advanced economies, including the United States, which stands at 41.8, and China, which has a Gini score of 35.7. Notably, India ranks as more equal than every G7 and G20 nation, placing it in the moderately low inequality category and just a fraction away from entering the low inequality group. It joins a select group of just 30 countries worldwide that have managed to achieve this level of economic equity, most of which are smaller or wealthier European nations. Over the past 10 years, 171 million Indians have been lifted out of extreme poverty. A key driver behind the transformation is a series of well-implemented government initiatives that combine digital technology with grassroots outreach. The key government initiatives are the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which has brought over 55 crore Indians into the formal banking system. Aadhaar, India's biometric digital ID system, now covers over 142 crore people and forms the foundation of welfare targeting. Direct benefit transfer system ensures subsidies and aid reach the intended recipients, cutting down leakages and saving over 3.48 lakh crore rupees. Ayushman Bharat scheme has revolutionized access by providing up to 5 lakh rupees in medical coverage to over 41 crore beneficiaries, supported by more than 32,000 hospitals. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission and Ayushman Veer Vandana are further strengthening coverage, especially for senior citizens. Entrepreneurs from marginalized communities have schemes like Stand Up India that have provided over 62,000 crore rupees in loans. And the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana has reached over 80 crore people with free food grains during times of need. India's Gini index of 25.5 is more than just a statistic, as it reflects a shift in the living realities of millions. More families today have access to nutritious food, banking, healthcare, and opportunities to earn and grow. India's success lies in its ability to pair economic reform with robust social protection. While other nations struggle to balance growth with equity, India has shown that inclusive development is not only possible but sustainable. Ragini Sudhir Chaure's report for DD India.
A tournament named after India's double Olympic medals winner Neeraj Chopra kicks off in the southern Indian city of Bengaluru on Saturday. The star-studded 12-member Neeraj Chopra Classic is said to be the country's first World Athletics Category A event. Ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra hopes the competition would transform India's athletics landscape and becomes a regular occurrence. Here's a report.
The Neeraj Chopra Classic, a javelin throw competition in Bengaluru on Saturday, marks a watershed moment for Indian sports. The star-studded inaugural tournament is said to be India's first World Athletics Continental Tour Gold Level or World Athletics Category A event. The Neeraj Chopra Classic, named after double Olympic medals winner Neeraj Chopra, features top stars from the world. India's ace javelin thrower Chopra clinched gold and silver medals at Tokyo and Paris Olympics. Neeraj, who broke the 90-meter mark for the first time at the Doha Diamond League, is among the favourites to claim the title.
बिल्कुल परफॉर्मेंस के लिए तो सोच ही रहा हूं कि अच्छा थ्रो करना है, लेकिन सबसे उससे ही बड़ी बात है कि इस इवेंट को कैसे सक्सेसफुल कर सके और आगे फ्यूचर में इसको बढ़ा सकें, ताकि हम कोशिश कर सकें कि बाकी एथलेटिक्स इवेंट्स भी इसमें ऐड करें और हमारे जो अच्छे इंडियन एथलीट्स हैं उनको भी मौका मिल पाए.
Some of the prominent names include Olympic gold medalist Thomas Roller of Germany and 2015 world champion Julius Yego of Kenya and Luis Mauricio da Silva of Brazil. The Indian contingent is completed with Sachin Yadav, Rohit Yadav, Sahil Silwal and Yashveer Singh. The 12-member tournament aspires to be an important step in India's quest to become a world sporting power and provide a world-class platform to aspiring young athletes. Sports Desk, DD India.
And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For all the latest updates, you can go to the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. From all of us here in New Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.
We often